Alright, so it's the same thing as Davenport here again. Now I'm on day, I don't even know. I was all excited to get here a day early just so I could have that chance of getting right out of here, getting a load a day early, and I'm not getting a load. It's Monday, so I suppose as I start whining here on this video, the phone will ring like it did in Davenport and go, hey, time to go, be somewhere 2 hours away in a half hour so you can pick up a load and go, to some other place. Which will probably be back into Canada. Always a pain. And I'm no longer impressed with Canada because the gas is so expensive there. It takes away from my earnings to go in there. And then there's the hassle of crossing the border, which I just don't care for every time. Although they got a record of every time you go through there. And so they know, they start to know you after a while. So it's getting a pretty much like, yeah, here you go every time I go through there, which is better. But a second thing is there's some kind of I got a hunch on something. And I want to tell you guys about something that you should know about with van expediting. A little kind of a fishy thing. And by fishy, I don't mean fish like FISH. I mean PHISH, like fish, like when people are fishing for information. In certain circles, everybody knows about uh, how to be, safe online. Everyone knows that, online is like a mall. You don't just start giving out your information and waving your credit card around. It's the same thing. You keep it protected. You have no idea who's on any end of the internet, right? But as soon as it comes to this weird tracking thing that they want to use, it's like, oh, you're providing a service, this is, who cares? Just, well, here's the deal. They need to use your phone, and the way it's implemented is reeking of phishing. Let me tell you, it's called macro point, and you are some brokers want to track their shipments, and it sounds innocent enough because the broker has some expensive stuff on your vehicle, and they want the people are paying extra to use that broker so that they can get updates on where their freight is, and if their freight's taking weird turns or going to weird places, they want to know, hey, when can we know it's here? We need it tomorrow. So, and what I've heard is from my dispatchers, like, oh yeah, use that because if you don't, you won't get selected for other loads. It gives you like a priority, right? And I'm not keen on it. I don't trust it, especially the way it's implemented. Very shady. And it's very, there's no clear, like, this is exactly what macro point is, this is what it does, here it is, it's this, it's that, it's trusted here, blah blah blah. There's none of that, right? It's just like, oh, use it, yeah, Jimmy said, here's a video with some guy from somewhere that says it's okay. That's all you get. That's bullshit, right? So at least where I come from, that's called bullshit. So, if you've got any kind of smarts about keeping your accounts, your phone has access to your banking records, right? Now, there's a lot of different points here, and I guess I'm going to be toggling around and jumping around. Right off the top of my head, what I just thought was, you can hear what people will say as a rebuttal. They're like, oh, well, if someone wanted to search your phone, you're being paranoid because anybody could search. YouTube has that information, and Facebook's can anything you downloaded on your phone could hack that information. But here's the deal. Facebook is not hacking people's information. YouTube is not hacking people's information. And if they did, they would want that for your marketing and to know how to advertise to you. And you're one in a million there. There's no reason to target you. It's just ridiculous. But some weird unknown app from some people you don't know. For example, let's even narrow it down to like some of these you're willing to download like a trucker app, like a trucker path or the planet Pilot Flying J app or something like that. They could be phishing for information, but there again, these are corporations that have their corporate name on the line. They're not phishing for they're not stealing people's bank account information, right? Now, some nameless, faceless app from nowhere that you have no idea who's created. Now, that stands a greater chance of potentially having access to. You have no idea who's accessing those. What's on the other end of that app, right? So to compare it to say like, well, anything you download could do that. That doesn't sell this app, this macro point, whatever the hell it is. Okay, that doesn't clear up the notion that this is very fishy. Here's another reason it's fishy. I went through a big orientation where they covered every little detail of everything. Do I have a fire extinguisher in the truck? What's the size of the vehicle? Here's what you're gonna do. Here's all your paperwork. Here's the how it works. Here's the van. Here's the business license. Your insurance information. Blah 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 blah. All kinds of stuff that they went over in orientation. No one said nothing about being tracked. Nothing. Where do you find out about being tracked? As soon as you're out there driving on your first load, going down the road, hey, oh man, boy, this gig got me a load, and I'm gonna start making the big coin here. Which you make good money doing what you're doing, better than a lot of 9-to-5 jobs that I could find around my town. Heavy lifting jobs and blah blah blah. What you find really fast is that all of a sudden it pops up on your phone. Hey, you get a random text. First of all, it's while you're driving, right? It's enough that you got to deal with like dispatch texting you while you're driving, and then maybe your friends and family are trying to text with you driving. That's enough. Now this thing comes up. Hey, we're gonna track your load, and you wonder like, who are these people? How do they know who suddenly knew that I was doing this job, and needs me to track? Click here to track your information. Oh, and you could win $500 to do that. Why do they need to? Whoa. First of all, it's not even told to you. You just find out as you're driving, in the middle of your driving, hey, here, while you're busy and thinking about something else, why don't you click this button? That's bullshit, right? That's how you sway someone in. Oh, yeah, we're just tracking your load. Yeah, hey, busy guy. Yeah, just while you're busy. And you can't think straight about being sensible, right? So they want you to not be sensible. See, that's what I don't like. I mean, everybody knows, this is your cell phone. This is your personal thing, and you control what goes on it and what you click and what you don't. And that's just common sense. And everyone should be left with the authority to be sensible with their personal stuff. And this thing is acting like, what? No, we're part of the game here. We're part of the business. You click this and we'll give you a $500 prize if you do it. Well, that's bullshit too. Why did they suddenly what's this little $500 bait? Oh, $500! Don't you want an extra little $500 treat? What the hell is $500 extra dollars going to really do for anybody? It's not a lot of money these days. Oh, it's a car payment. It's a whole bunch of gas. Sure, yeah, it's great. Someone just hands you $500. Who the hell's handing you $500? And I saw one text from someone very shady, looked like a very fake profile, that said, oh, I won the $500. And you never ever heard any other post from them again. Bull fucking shit. Bullshit. So it comes up suddenly, you're driving, you get this little text, hey, Macro Point wants to track your load for the $500 prize involved. That's fucking bullshit. That's like how much bullshit do you like? And they want you to click on it so that like you basically once you do that, you've become a bullshitted asshole. They know that you'll accept bullshit. That's what I don't like. These people I don't mind if someone is, then let me tell you clearly, I don't mind if someone comes up and says, hey, Mark, we've got a tracking app. This is exactly what it does. This is how it works. It's very light. It's not going to use your battery on your phone. Is it? No one tells you that. No one tells you that this app is going to drain all your shit, all your memory, all your data, that you're going to be paying money when you're roaming for this app to give somebody a ping of where you are. Plus, you don't know if when it's all done, said and done, you don't have no idea. Two things: if there's a backdoor into your phone for anything else that they want to check out and have access to. Number two, if they're following you around to whatever store you shop at for whatever you want to do, and wherever you go to advertise to you better and to find out what things do you buy. Do you stop at that store that we don't approve of? Do you go to that part of town that we think is fishy? Number three, there's a number three. The number three is, what was it? It was tracking you anywhere you go. We said that. It was a backdoor into your phone for your credit card information. And here's the number three. I have to fill out a special, Border wants me to fill out a special truck inspection sheet every time I've got a load that's going to cross the border. At every stop, I have to inspect this van all over, including the undersides and everywhere else where anybody could have secretly stashed something that they want to illegally smuggle on using my van into the country. And I thought, well, that's kind of stupid. I mean, how would anybody know that? How would anyone know that where you're traveling? So why would that even be a possibility? Like, who's going to know that once you're, in Detroit, you're headed across the border. Oh, let's, stash this on your van. And then how are they going to know on the other side, where your van even goes to intercept what whatever they've tried to stash on your van, right? Well, here's how they would know. Using a fucking app where they know where your phone is, where they can ping your phone so they know, oh, he's here. Hey, why don't you hook him up here? And then when he's across the border, you can hook him up there. It seems like there's some weird illegal scam going on. So I don't know about it, and I'm not clicking on it. And because I'm not clicking on it, and that's what they said at dispatch, like, oh, click on that because you'll get approved more for loads. And I think because I didn't, it's hush hush, you're not getting approved for loads. Now I'm sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting for a load while I watch people go in and out of Planet Fitness, wondering, should I go in there? It's warmer in there. I should probably go into Planet Fitness, get some exercise, and clear my mind and stop being paranoid and just download the app and roll with the changes and provide a service. And you know what else was weird? You see a lot of people on there when the topic comes up, a lot of people will say they're like, oh yeah, they just come up with the same diatribe. Well, you're providing a service to the thing. Like, what do you care if they where you're going? Like, why? What do you got to hide? Like, just download their app and do their thing. But the weird thing is, it's always the same diatribe. Like, it's the same, like it's hired people to cover what's needed to be said when a topic comes up. And the weird thing is lately we see that on Facebook where with the anything political, you say something and all of a sudden all these people show up to say the other thing, and it's always the same thing. Sure, there's lots of people with an opinion and they say the same things, but it's just weird. It's just like there's paid people out there to on these platforms to guide people's thinking to where people need to be for whatever nefarious purpose anybody has. So enough of the paranoid rambling, right? But what else you got to do when you sit here and think and you got nothing to do but sit around and just sit and stare at the world and think. If it was warm out, I probably wouldn't be doing this because I'd be going to check out something. I'd be walking somewhere or checking out a trail. There's a trail right near a rail line. I like trains. So there's a trail near a rail line that I could go look at, but it's only going to be like 40 something today. It's 47, 45. That's going to be chilly. I could bundle up, but I don't feel like it. Another thing I got to think about too is continuing to eat vegan and I've just been feeling terrible. I've been eating shit junk, and I can see that my cheeks are starting to puff back out again. This is how I looked when I was 200 and something pounds, and I was feeling sick and terrible every day, and I started to work on my diet, and I started to feel good again. And I realized how much of the quality of your life is involved with your diet and what you put in your body. It's amazing. Your body is your temple, and that is so true. What goes in, good input equals good output. You are what you eat. This, all those things are there because they're true. They're age old. And so I got to work on uh, but I was bored last night, and I had eaten somewhat good, but still I went to Qdoba, which I thought was very tasty. It's my first trip there. I thought it was a lot like Chipotle with a little bit more offerings. Definitely had better service than the last Chipotle I went to. God, they were rude as fuck over in Quad Cities area. I don't know where the hell I was there. But anyways, um it was good, but I had some, chicken, the meat of a dead animal. And that stuff is tasty, but it's just flavor craving. I've talked about that before. It's not really that meat is tasty, because if that meat was raw without anything on it, you wouldn't touch it. It's disgusting. But you're eating the salt and the fat, and it's animal fat, which isn't good for you. So, but it's got a craving. It was salty and fatty, so I craved it and I ate it, and it was good because of everything else, all the verd, whatever they have on there, cheese, which is addicting, and um, all the little toppings on there that were, all the healthy stuff that's on there to disguise the thing as a healthy dish. Um, Made it pretty tasty. But then, worst thing of all was I still craved food. And that food leaves you craving more because they need you to come back. But I was craving something later at night, and so I thought, well, on my trip to Walmart, why don't I pick up some snacks? I'm in the mood for a cookie, so why don't I get a cookie? Got 2 boxes of cookies, nearly ate almost all of them, right? Even though I thought I'd only eat a couple, it's bullshit. I gotta listen to myself here and know that I can't woo myself into bad snacks. In the middle of the day yesterday, I had a great snack, and I don't know why I didn't. Well, it's because my avocados aren't as ripe as I'd like, but and that's tough because it takes time for these avocados to get ripe. But I had my typical beans in a dish with some uh, avocado chunks, and then some what else goes in there? Oh yeah, the pico de gallo that I buy at Walmart, in a little tray. It's in the fresh food section, in the, what do you call it, where they got all the green vegetables in the vegetable case. That with some hot sauce and some jerk seasoning, and even I put through in there, just to jazz it up a bit, I put some almond butter in there, like, yeah, like it's like peanut butter, and so good, so good. Good almond butter that doesn't have any extra oil, just simply almonds crushed up into oil, into a butter. So that was that. I had that, and it was very, very tasty and reasonably good and high in good fats, and um it had some sodium in there, but wasn't wasn't loaded, I'm sure, like the other stuff. So anyways, let me not ramble anymore. 20 minutes here. I'm sure nobody watches this stuff anyways. So wish me luck on a load out of Racine, Wisconsin here. Boring ass Racine. It's a nice area, and it's looking beautiful because it's fall. But there's no one that I know, no one. Some of these places, I'm in a car club, and I know a lot of people across the country. And in a lot of these places, I can be like, hey, anyone near here? And a lot of times, someone we can meet up with a friend that's got the same kind of car, check out their stuff, and in a few of these places, well, actually one, someone actually opened up their house. They were like, hey man, we got a spare room, why don't you stay here? You stay in your van, like, forget about that, stay here. Fed me in the morning. It was like unbelievable hospitality. So I just want to be thankful for that. But I guess not so much here in Racine. I put the word out, but no one is here. Anyways, we'll update you later. See if there's a load offer for me. Have a good day.